Are we live?
We are live. I think it says stop broadcasting, so I'm assuming we're live. Are you on?
Oh, there's a commercial in front of us. I don't know if you're seeing the commercial.
I am not seeing the commercial. I just see
Oh, I'm skipping the ad. There you are. I can see your lovely face.
Okay, good. Can you see me? Why can't I hear you? Hi guys. I don't know if you guys can see me. Can you see Angela? Don't know why I got kicked off. Huh? Hi.
Hi, I lost you. It said you left the call for a second.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, let's start this again.
I think we're still live,
We're still live?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Oh, we have 17 viewers. Hi, viewers. Sorry, weirdness. So let's
No, Angela, I'm right here. I don't know what's going on. We had a little technical difficulty.
Yes. All right. Oh, we have 17 viewers. Hi. There we go.
Part of this.
There we go. Hi, guys.
Oh, me.
I'm so excited.
Hi, viewers.
Okay. So, hi, Natalie. Hi, Jacqueline. So, before we get started, let's introduce ourselves so that people will know our lovely faces. Angela, do you want to get started?
I'm curious if they can even see me because it says they can't see me over there in the comment section. So I don't know if I'm just like the voice of God with doing the narration, doing my Morgan Freeman over here.
Oh my goodness. We can't, you can see me, but you can't see Angela. You can hear Angela, but you can't see her. Did I do this in the wrong way? Let's see. Okay. Ooh, there you are. I'm going to invite. Do you see an invitation, Miss Angela?
I do not know. Am I looking for this in my inbox? Am I looking for this in the Google Hangouts?
In the Google Hangouts.
I don't see anything.
Okay. So sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me do this real quick.
Angela is gone.
Oh,
I just kept looking Morgan Freeman doing the narration.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Go check your Twitter. I'm going to post this link.
I don't know if you'd have to start a new Hangout, though. Oh, okay, let's see. Maybe I can join. We're going to find out. It says you're not in my circles. I don't know what that means. Something about Google.
Oh, there it says hi.
Okay, I got how many windows open? I'm going to end the call and talk to you over here, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is super awkward, and I apologize for the tech stuff. Angela's a ghost. I exist, I promise. Okay, I got to get this going. And
Angela should do voiceover work. I agree.
And
okay.
I think my camera is now on, so hopefully you can
see. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Hi. I exist, I promise.
Right, guys, it's going to be on in like 3, 2, 1. Yay! Okay. So sorry for technical difficulties. You guys are angels because you have been so patient. And so, okay, we're going to introduce ourselves. Angela, you go first.
Hi, everybody. I exist. I promise. And the little dog on my lap is Max. I know you guys love him, and I'm pretty sure half of the people who are subscribed to me are there because of him. His cuteness. My channel is Books Are My Heart. And I'm wearing my pullover because it is freezing in my apartment today. And this is the warmest piece of clothing I have. So you can follow my channel too. I'm really excited to be talking with y'all tonight. So hello. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Eagle Eye. I'm now looking at the comments now that I'm a part of this officially.
Yay. Huzzah, faces. Hey, Nat. Hi, Mom. How you doing?
My dog boyfriend. I just saw the Reading Puppets comment. My dog boyfriend. Yeah.
So I am Courtney. I am from the channel Courtagonist, and I mostly read cozy mysteries and all of that fun stuff. And Angela reached out to me and was like, hey, you like cozies? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And she's like, we should start a thing. And I was like, we should totally start a thing. And so here's this thing started.
I love the way you say the timeline things. That's awesome.
I'm just like, yeah. So, all right. So we're going through. I'm looking back. It looks like Ellie Alexander is here. So excited for her to be here. Hey, Ellie. We've got, oh my goodness, so many people. I'm so excited.
I know, like, hi, Amber. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Jacqueline. There's so many people popping up. Oh my gosh. Christina, Reading Puppet, Jenna. There are so many people. Tracy.
This is y'all watching while at the school or while at the bus stop. Oh my goodness, that's so fantastic.
Well, I remember on, I haven't checked my Instagram, but I think Danielle mentioned she was going to try and catch this, so I'm happy that she's able to join us. So, hi, Danielle. Claudia. Okay. So many people. This is so exciting. So many people love Cozies.
I'm so happy. This is brilliant. So, yeah, guys, we're here to talk about maybe like this book here. Okay.
I have my little ebook edition. So you got the paper copy. I've got my little ebook over here.
Yes. And oh, Lou, I enjoyed this book too. It was fantastic. I mean, I've read it a few times, so I had to have loved it.
This was Courtney's choice. She is the cozy mystery queen, so I deferred to her. And so I said, what book do you think would, kick this off the best? And she said, well, I know this book, and I know you and Ellie Alexander, you love her, you love the writing, and so this was Courtney's choice. So I'm hoping you guys liked her selection.
Yay. Oh, it's some people's first cozies. The Insatiable Bookie, it was her first cozy, and then one of my best friends, Bree, it was her first cozy as well. I've gotten you guys hooked. I'm so
you're converting people.
The conversion. Come to the happy, fluffy, taste good side.
I was going to say, if you're going to convert people, you're choosing a book that has food in it. So, and Shakespeare references, if you're going to convert somebody.
Yes, and amazing characters. So if you guys are ready, I mean, should we wait a little bit longer for people to join on, or should we get started, like talking about the awesomeness of Meteor Baker?
I am so impressed. I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's joining us right now. I just saw it says 35 people are watching this live stream. So welcome to the Cozy Mystery Love and Happiness and live stream. This is so cool. So many people love cozies. This is so exciting.
Yes. I love how Danielle says it was her first cozy. She didn't think that Sherlock Holmes was a cozy. I agree. Sherlock Holmes isn't really a cozy. I would more along to say like the queen of cozies, or the one that started it would be Agatha Christie. I would say Agatha Christie started cozy-esque kind of mystery books.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited because the comment section is just blowing up. You guys are amazing right now. And welcome to the people who are just joining us. Joanna Marie, Jenna, oh my goodness, the Insatiable Bookie. This is so exciting. Welcome. Natalie, Bambi the Reader, that is an awesome handle name. Bran, oh my goodness. There's so many people. This is so exciting. Lou G.
Yes. Mary Ashley Olsen most definitely started them off. Like, don't even get me started with my Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen adventure novels. I mean, come on, those are my heart.
I was gonna say, we talked about this last time. I think we both agree. Those are some good books to grow up with. I remember Nancy Drew, we were talking about that a little bit as well. We did the live stream before talking about why we loved cozies, and I remember you mentioned that was your introduction to them. I agree wholeheartedly.
And if you want to go and see why we love cozies, you need to go on Angela's page. She has it on there, and you guys can go and rewatch and sort of see all of the nooks and crannies and why we love cozies so much and what makes them so fun to read.
I was going to say, I'll put the link there for you just in case you're interested.
Amber V, I must have ate like 3 muffins whilst reading this book. Seriously. These cozies make me crave things like nobody's business. It's ridiculous.
I think I told you my favorite are the cozies because I love the fact you get to enjoy the calories without like actually eating the calories.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. And having one of like Andy's coffee concoctions, that would just make my whole entire year. I'm
trying to figure out how to share this link with you. It's not letting me share this in the comment section. But if you go to my main page, it's right there. I was trying to make sure it was as easily accessible as possible. For some reason, YouTube with the comment section's not liking me. It's rejected it a couple of times. But it is there. You can watch it.
Yes. Hi, Amazing Films.
Hey! Oh, there's another Angela Hart in existence. Bambi the Reader. Your maiden name is Hart. Oh, hello. High five. That is so cool. I'm going to say our moms had good taste.
Yes.
That's so exciting.
Oh, Ellie says she's working on the 9th book of the series right now, and she just realized that she wrote 5 pages of straight pastry descriptions. That is okay with me. I'm 100% just content with all of the goodies and everything. Mm-hmm.
You know, I just realized then the pen name, because I know we had this discussion, we knew it was a pen name, but now you just outed her real name because you told us the comment.
Yes.
So, hello, Kate, if we're allowed to call you Kate. Or would you like to be called Ellie?
She actually has written a series under Kate Dyer Seeley as well. And it's another cozy mystery series that is fantastic. I actually have them up here. So there's this one, First Degree Murder by Kate Dyer Seeley as well. So if you love her writing and everything, I am totally saying you should come and check this series out as well.
You guys, you're such a good endorser for her because you just love her books so much. You're just the best advocate for Ellie Alexander.
Well, I feel like if an author or if a story is written well enough and I can relate to the characters enough, then I'm going to holler them out from the top of the roof, whether people like my voice or face or not. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, and I just saw the comment section. Okay, I'm glad. I was going to call you Ellie tonight and be like, the book was by Ellie Alexander. So, and that's my dog. He's barking at someone in the hallway, so I apologize. Yes, my little guard dog. And little is the key word there. Oh, that is so exciting. So is the 8th book done? Is that all? I mean, I went on Goodreads because I wanted to find out about Carlos and what the deal was, you know, little spoiler, but it wasn't there. So the 8th book is done. So now she's working on the 9th. Oh, so much. There's a lot to be read.
Yeah, I know that the 8th book is done because it's called Till Death Do Us Part. And so that's ready, but I'm interested to know what the 9th book is about. I'm super duper excited.
I was trying to jump into spoilers. I was a bad little reader because I wanted to figure out what was going on with Jules and Carlos. So every so often, if there's a series and I'm curious, I'll go on Goodreads because inevitably somebody posts a spoiler issue, and I was really curious, but since it's not published yet, there were no spoilers. So I ended up being a Gert girl like by accident. It was by default.
Hey, Miriam, so glad that you're back. Oh, goodness. Yes, the punny titles. Seriously, that it speaks to my heart, the punny titles of all of them. Like if the cover is cute and the title is punny, I'm most likely going to read it. It's going to happen. Yeah. All right. So it seems like we've got about 30 people in, and we've been in for a little while. So why don't we get started on talking about the different characters and dynamics inside Meet Your Baker?
I know. Do you guys, I'm curious in the comment section, you guys are already starting to post that you loved it. So I want to know like your thoughts about it. I want you to tell us if you enjoyed it, what you enjoyed the most. So kick that off, I guess. See what happens in the comments. So I know you love this book. You chose it. You recommended it. So why don't you start?
So I absolutely love and adore this series. I love the fact that Jules is just one of those people that you want to be her friend, and you love how important family is to her. Her and her mother's relationship are like their goals, basically. I love how open they are with each other and how much they lift each other up, and just all of these characters that come out in this series and they get fleshed out and just grow is absolutely amazing. And that's what really hooked me on the series. It helps that there's recipes at the end as well, which I have tried a couple and they are amazing.
You actually made the recipes that are listed in the book?
I have made the tomato soup one with the orange juice, and then I've made one of the coffees, the chili coffee one, and it was amazing. It was like goals. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm so impressed by that because I am not someone who cooks on a regular basis. You know, I'm somebody who very much, I can do pasta and, you know, cereal is my staple. So I'm very impressed when people say they actually take the time to do the recipes. I don't know if anyone else is like me out there. Mm-hmm. It's not my forte. And maybe that's why I like these cozies. I get to live vicariously as the baker.
I'm reading some of the comments. I love that someone said that the puns won them over. Dana said that the puns won her over. And it looks like Alexandra from An Average Girl's Guide to a Full Life. She's shipping Thomas and Jules together.
I love how you said you're shipping them. I love how that's something readers say and all readers understand the term shipping. I love that. That's so cute. I mean, do you want to kick off starting about Carlos and Jules? I mean,
yeah, we can talk about Carlos and Jules. So that's actually one of the questions that I wrote down because I have a whole entire list. But what did you guys think about what Carlos did to?
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about spoilers. Just FYI, if you haven't read this book, you're going to be spoilers.
If you're cool with spoilers, you can keep watching. I mean, you can keep watching. I'm not going to, say not to watch, but this is all spoils. So what did you guys think about Carlos? Jenna says, I love that Carlos was a real character in the first book and not just an evil ex. Yes, I totally agree. Having read further in the series, I kind of have more of a thought process about Carlos, but I agree that I loved the fact that when Jules told Helen what Carlos did, Helen didn't automatically go, ugh, that's a horrible person. I hate him. He hurt my baby. She's like, well, you really need to, think this out. And I really, really loved that.
Honestly, because we don't find out the reason, spoiler, he has a child from a previous relationship, from the book. So because we don't find out until 75% in, my mind was going to some really dark places. I started off thinking, oh, maybe he kissed another woman. Oh, maybe he had an affair. Maybe he had multiple affairs. Maybe, he was a drunk and he stole all of their money. I mean, my mind was going to all these corners. I watched a lot of Lifetime over the years. So to me, I just kept picturing all these worst case scenarios. And I never thought, oh, he has a child from a previous relationship. So in a way, I kind of liked that it wasn't the typical, oh, he had an affair. I mean, it wasn't the usual scenario that you come across, but I was kind of surprised that was kind of the quote unquote problem. And I feel badly calling a child a problem, but that's the conundrum in the relationship now. So I'm curious how this kind of plays out over multiple books, because their relationship was almost a secondary mystery because I wanted to know what happened, why she wasn't with him, because
I totally agree. Like you're sitting there and you're like, okay, why? You keep bringing it up. What happened? Why did this happen? And like, I kept wanting to, when I first read this book, like fast forward into the chapters until I was like, oh, that's what he did. And then go back and read the rest of the book. But I think that if I'm getting this right, Carlos didn't know that he had a son until later. The person who had his son didn't tell him because she didn't want to bring shame upon everyone. And so then he was trying to find a way to tell Jules in the right way. And she found the letters that his son had written him inside their ship suite. And that's what happened. And she rightfully got upset because, I mean, there's a child that she could have been, having a relationship with, and he kind of took that from her.
Yeah, so part of, I think we talked about this. I was making notes for tonight's live discussion. And so I was making all my notations about how she still was referring to, oh, I'm wearing a sweatshirt and it smells like him. Oh, I want to call him. She still had these inclinations to, keep her relationship with them moving forward. It wasn't as if I mean, again, I don't know what happens in the rest of the books, but it didn't seem like an insurmountable type of problem, so to speak. Again, I feel badly calling this situation a problem, but she was talking about how she was wearing a sweatshirt. She was thinking about him kind of fondly. You know, she was reliving their first dance. You know, she was talking about having a crush on him. So, I mean, I thought that was really nice that we got to see more of their relationship than just the quote unquote, you know, blow up of why she left. So I thought that was a nice kind of way to give it depth. And so you as the reader didn't necessarily just automatically hate him, although I'm sure quite a few people did automatically dislike him. So I don't think that kind of tidbit of information about how he learned about the child afterwards comes out in this book. The one you just talked about, this might be your later knowledge, because I didn't get that impression. I mean, she found the letters and found out about the child, so we only got kind of a little bit of insight. So I guess you might have to keep reading to learn more.
Yeah, the Insatiable Bookie asks, are we going to hear spoilers for books past the first one? No, I'm not going to say anything about what happens in the other 6 books. I'm just, you know, I'm going to say that the characters grow and they become, they have more depth, and you become to understand why they are the way they are. That's about all I'm going to say on the matter, is that they're just, they grow, and just as humans grow. That's one of the reasons why I love Ellie's work so much, is the fact that the characters feel real. Like, I feel like Jules could be my best friend. Like, I feel like I could go to Tort and I could have a coffee or a tea and just, you know, say, man, today sucks. And she'd be like, you know what? Let's talk about that. Do you want to make it an Irish coffee? Like, I feel like that's how she would come about with that.
Honestly, I thought it was really interesting when you said the writing element of this, because I honestly thought when she started talking about Carlos, and not necessarily the child, but when she said he didn't want to move and how she wants to live in Ashland and he didn't, I actually thought that would make a bigger problem, so to speak, you know, that they had their differences, you know, there are other things going on in their marriage they might not be able to overcome. So I think that kind of plants the seeds for later things in the book. And I think that is, you know, some great writing right there.
Mm-hmm. I see over here, Jacqueline says, as for relationships, I'm all for Helen and the professor. Yes, yes, please. I couldn't agree more. Like, the professor is like legit like who I want for a grandpa. Like, I want him to be like, you know, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo. I want him to be spewing Shakespeare at me. And I just, he's the perfect gentleman.
Honestly, when I was reading about Helen and the Professor, I pictured this as a Hallmark movie, because it just seemed like something Hallmark would be going, we're going to do that. That's something we're going to do. It just, because it was so real to me in that way. That was probably my favorite relationship. I mean, I don't know about what happens with Jules and Thomas. I mean, you can ship them, but I was really going for Helen and the Professor. That was my relationship where I was just rooting for them.
I love that Ellie says that Thomas is inspired from her husband. They share a lot of qualities. He reads every manuscript before I send it to my editor, and his first response was, who's Carlos? That is fantastic. Like, being jelly over a fictional character. I feel like Aaron, whenever he reads parts of my book, he's like, did you base that off of this incident between you and I? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is a fictional character. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe. Sort of. But it was funny, so I had to use it. Like, yeah. That's
at one point, and the thing is, I caught this, because Carlos, I mean, you do kind of build him up. I mean, he's called the Latin lover at one point, and all the women have crushes on him. So, I mean, if you are married, I can kind of see maybe the husband thinking, oh, is this your fantasy dream guy? I mean, I can kind of see that happening a little bit on the relationship side of things, just saying.
Oh, Ellie, she says that the professor is inspired by her dad. And we're over here like, man, the professor.
So, honestly, I was going to say, the fact that you're talking about he taught Shakespeare, that was one of my favorite things about this book, the details, and not just the Shakespeare Festival, but I really love the fact that the father used to write the words on the chalkboard. I mean, this was something I really appreciated about the book, the details of stuff like that. And so when you said he taught Shakespeare, I think this book makes so much more sense to me now why you love Shakespeare.
Well, and I love that just adds like more depth to it. Like, not only is this town real, it's not a fictional town, but here's all the history of the town. You can actually see the quaintness in your head. Like, after I read the first 2 or 3 books, I was like, I'm going to Google Ashland. And I Googled it and I was like, oh my gosh, this place is amazing. It is beautiful. It is stunning. And then I turned to Aaron and I was like, can we go? Like, can we go visit? We can go on vacation. And of course he was like, yeah, sure, babe. And I'm like, yay. And so we're going to plan it. But
you and Aaron have like the most adorable relationship, honestly. Have you ever done the what is it? The boyfriend tag or the husband tag? I think they're one and the same.
no, because Aaron doesn't feel comfortable on film. He is very good at critiquing. He watches every single one of my videos and he's like, hey, babe, you know, you missed this part. Or, hey, babe, you should probably say that again. You weren't as happy as you normally are. Let's say that again. And like all of my thumbnail pictures, he takes. He takes all of my thumbnail pictures. Like I make all of those stupid weird faces and he's like, that one. So I'm like, okay.
Well, that must come in handy though. I mean, I live by myself, and so I'm like awkwardly posing in front of my camera, trying to angle it and see my. I'm always trying to figure out if I'm in frame. You know, how the little square pops up with your face. Having somebody there is very helpful. But I mean, he's just so supportive with you. I mean, you guys are relationship goals. It's so cute. And yes, I saw Jacqueline say road trip. It's like a cozy mystery trip. We should all go.
Yes, we should all have a cozy mystery trip. I want to meet all of my bookish friends. I like how Ellie says yes to Hallmark. How do we make it happen? Seriously, can we like put up a petition to make like, oh, excuse me, the Bake Shop mystery like a thing? Oh, that would be amazing.
I was just scrolling through the comments, and it's Jacqueline, Bambi the Reader, and Nicole from Who Baked This Book. Andy can make my coffee any day. Andy was adorable, and the coffee is a whole separate conversation because I love the coffee dialogue. You guys are spot on up top.
And the things like he does with coffee, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, I mean,
hey, Robin, how are you? So good to see you.
I printed out the coffee references because when she started talking about microwaving her cup, I was really getting into it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to try that tomorrow morning. So I was really getting into the coffee descriptions. That was something because I'm a coffee addict. I'm sitting here with my Starbucks Trenta Berry and it's gone. Probably shouldn't admit that it was a Trenta, but yes, it's gone. No, I loved the microwave of the. I thought that, I mean, the details, again, spot on.
Yeah, it's just these little things that you're like, oh, I could do that in my kitchen. Oh, I could do that. That would be amazing. But yeah, we see book club in Ashland. Seriously, that would be amazing. I really, really, really want to go.
Tracy loved Andy. I love how everybody's talking about Andy. He was one of my favorites. I mean, for me, I always, for some reason, love secondary characters. And I think that is something that this book had for me. I don't know why I do that. I always fell in love with the secondary characters. I thought Andy was adorable. I felt so badly with Mia and her storyline. Even Sterling, I was really going for the secondary characters. I mean, Jules, you know, she's our protagonist and you gotta, you know, follow her story, but I was really invested in what was going on with Mia.
More about Andy, you want to know more about Sterling. You want to know more about Stephanie. You want to know like their main characters too. Like what did you guys think about Lance? I love Lance.
I honestly, so this is something I noticed, and this might have to do with the writing, but I love when he called her Gwyneth Paltrow because it gave me kind of an image to latch onto. So I love the fact, this character, you know, a guy is talking about Gwyneth Paltrow, and then you kind of got a visual image for Jules in a way too. So I loved his dialogue. I love how it gave you a little bit more of a characterization for her. Again, you know, I was happy.
I'm reading up on all of the comments. They're going crazy. I love it.
It's so exciting. Lance is sassy. Yes, Lance is very sassy.
Oh my goodness. Lance equals like gay husband goals.
He was so cute though. I mean, I would kind of, again, I know what happens in cozy mysteries when sometimes the secondary characters get killed off. I'm like, you can't kill Lance. I'm kind of, I don't know, you know, spoilers down the road, but you know, Lance is safe as far as I'm concerned. You can't do anything.
Lance is a character that love grows over time. I 100% agree. He is a very, very colorful character. Miriam says that she's not sure what if she would like him in real life. I just feel like Lance is, I don't know, just like that guy that's just going to be like, oh, honey, no, please, no, you should not be wearing that. No, honey. I love him. I love him.
I like Tracy when she says the professor is cute. I'm like, I agree with you, Tracy. And then The Average Girl's Guide to a Full Life. That is such a great title, by the way. Lance is so sassy. You were unsure of him at first. I mean, again, I hadn't read this book before. I know Courtney has. This was my first introduction to Ellie Alexander. I had never read anything by her prior to this book. And so when I open up a cozy mystery and I don't know anything going in, to me, everybody's a suspect. I was like, is Thomas the suspect? Is Richard Lord the suspect? I didn't know who the suspect was. So in my mind, Lance was still on that list at first. Just putting that out there. Just saying. I'm looking at the comments. You guys are so cute.
Yay! Lance killed off. And yes, as the series goes on, we'll see more sides of Lance and a bit of depth.
We just got a spoiler, but that is so awesome. I feel like we just got like this live stream.
I'm like, no, you cannot kill off my Lance. I will riot.
Oh my goodness. See, now I feel safe and content reading. Okay, so I mean, I've told Courtney this. I love the Aurora Teagarden series, but there's a main character who gets killed off. And so for our Cozy Mystery book tag, we had the question of what is your favorite series? And I couldn't name Aurora because I was so mad my favorite character got killed off. So I ended up going with Murder, She Baked by Joanne Fluke. But you know, when you kill the secondary characters, you take a risk. So that just made me feel so secure in reading the other books. So okay, that makes me feel so much better. Oh, just saying.
All right, let's see. Oh, what did you guys think about Richard Lord?
Do you want to start that? Because I have some.
Although, what about Richard Lord? Sometimes I want to kill him as I write. Oh my God. Like, if I could physically punch a character in the face, it would be Richard Lord. Like him and Mrs. Umbridge from Harry Potter.
Jacqueline's answer of yuck. That is just
yes. Like, I just want to be like, you know what? No. Just hush your face and go find a cliff to jump off of.
When I really liked Mia as a character, and so there's something about when you're reading a book and you really like a character and someone's mean to that character, you instantly dislike them even more. I mean, he was already someone I wasn't fond of, but the whole Mia storyline, you're just not gonna like him after that. I mean, if you do, I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Yeah. No, Dana.
No, thanks, Amber. That's cute. Nobody's rooting for him in the comment section. Nobody's a fan.
Nope. He's just Bree. Lord, he's not nice. He's cringeworthy, and the outfits are 10 out of 10.
Yeah, poor Mia. Yeah. I mean, I love the name Mia. I don't know what this says, but I always think of Mira Thermopolis from The Princess Diaries.
Yes!
Every time I see the name Mia, I'm like, oh, Mia from Princess Diaries. Again, I think there's like this instant. Like,
Miriam goes, he could get killed eventually. I really wouldn't mind.
I was gonna say we can keep Lance safe, but RL and just Richard Lord there. He's fair game. Same thing. I think some people, when I went on Goodreads, because I was like trying to figure out, I forget what I was trying to figure out the relationship. Someone made the comment about Carlos, like, yeah, you can kill off Carlos. I'm okay with that. So I mean, I think you guys are going more for Richard. He's your next victim.
Ellie says that Richard and Umbridge should be sent to a desert island together. I couldn't agree more.
He's based off of an old boss I had many years ago who wore too tight golf shorts to work every day. Gross. I mean, the glove thing caught my attention. I mean, was it winter? I forget what the season was, but he was walking around with gloves. And this is totally going to sound awful, but I kept thinking the OJ case with the glove. Every time I kept reading the word glove, I kept thinking, is he the murderer? Like OJ Simpson thing. I know that's not really relevant here, but that's what I kept thinking.
Yeah, Amber Kitty, that was Cleo. She decided that she needed to pop in and she needed mom love. So yeah, one of my, 4 animals will probably pop up at some point going like, Ma, why aren't you cuddling? Pay attention to me.
Max is still on my lap. I mean, he keeps me company. We're both pet people. We got the fur babies.
Let me see. What did you guys think about Sterling? Like, I know that at the beginning you're like, there's something shady about Sterling, because you think, I mean, everybody is a suspect in this book except for like Helen, Thomas the Professor, and Jules. Everyone seemed to have a motive to want to kill Nancy, which, you know,
I think maybe you should start with that question. Like, everybody wanted to kill Nancy. Like, literally every single character did not like her.
Yeah, I'm like, so was it a really bad thing that she died? I mean, really?
I mean, I printed out the introduction with her because we were talking about the peach silk blouse, the tailored white slacks, the pearls, and the white strappy sandals, and then the posture oozed snobbery. Very rarely do you get like the writing posture oozed snobbery. And then she goes on to say she knew her type. So I mean, right off the bat, we know we're not supposed to like Nancy, but the way everybody hated her, I mean, there wasn't, I mean, I know in cozy mysteries when somebody dies, there's multiple suspects, but like every character was a suspect. I mean, Sterling, I mean, his storyline, I really liked Sterling. Again, when you first meet everybody, he's a suspect. I mean, they all are. But I felt badly for him. I really did.
Yeah, reading about Sterling. So, as a lot of you guys know, I'm a teacher. And so, reading about him, I automatically wanted to like take him into my home and like give him a good comfy bed to sleep in, and, you know, good food and just all the loves. And I just like wanted to like give him hugs. Like, that's just the teacher, like mom-ish me. Oh, I loved him.
I know. I was like, I saw Jenna said she loved him. I was like, I loved him too. I just wanted to add that to the comment section. His story was probably him and Mia. I really like the secondary characters. So I liked Sterling. And then when he wanted to stick up for Stephanie, I mean, everything about him is just so endearing. And he's incredibly eloquent as well. I liked his dialogue. It had that nice flow to it. I mean, I really liked him as a character. And everybody else in the comment section, Sierra K, you liked him. Jenna was rooting for him. Everybody seems to love him.
Look, Ellie says that she has a Sterling story. When she wrote the first draft, she had him pegged as the killer. She had a great motive. The plot fell into place. It was perfect. And then she read the draft and fell in love. Isn't that amazing? Like, how a character, you can have a certain way that you see them and you're like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. This is it. And then you're like, but no, I really like them. No, I have to find another way.
I'm going to say that's really nice that Kate or Ellie there did that, because that was, I mean, you're taking the characterizations into account, and it's really interesting and great when writers see their stories move beyond their original intentions, and then you respect that, because sometimes people will try and make things work like, oh, I already have the plot, I already have this mapped out, and then they just move forward anyway. So I really appreciate the fact you went back, revisited the draft, and then made Sterling my boy, because I adored him. I thought he was so sweet, and I'm so glad he was not the killer. I don't know what happens in the later books. I don't know if he becomes the killer. I mean, again, I've only read the first book, so hopefully
Can't spoil it. I can't spoil it. I can just tell you, I love his face. That is it.
You just love his face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was going to say, so Sterling, so he was kind of connected with Stephanie. So I'm curious if everybody likes Stephanie as much as they like Sterling. A little curious.
Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Stephanie and her rough exterior, her hard shell?
I know, so far everybody likes Mia. We like Sterling. We love the professor. We dislike, some people dislike Carlos, and then everybody hated Richard like they're supposed to. So I think everybody's kind of on the same, mindset here.
Oh, I love it. Dana says, my boyfriend has called Ellie the J.K. Rowling of cozies. Look at that.
That is a compliment. I think we should put that on the Twitter feed and quote you with that. That's awesome. I mean, talk about a compliment.
Yes. Ellie, I love your boyfriend. That is beautiful.
I was going to say,
Coco, sit her down and just stay quiet until she talks. That's the teacher in us, Nat. That's the teacher in us. Oh, I love it. What did you guys think about the plethora of suspects in this series? Were you guys able to pick out the whodunit before she told you who did it? because that's one of the reasons why I love Ellie, is the fact that sometimes I'm like, I totes know who it is. I just know. And then I'm like, well, what the French, Toast? Like, I didn't know.
I was gonna say, in all fairness, our main character didn't know until she was being held up. I mean, even as Caroline was holding the knife, threatening her, she was thinking, "Oh, it's the meds." Like, she was reasoning it, like there was a reason, and she was trying to say, "Oh no, it's not her." So I think that made it more of a mystery, because usually in cozy mysteries, when there's the sleuth and they're going about trying to solve the case, they have the realization and it's easier to follow along. But because she never had that realization, I think you as the reader never did it either. I mean, I don't know if that's fair enough to say, but because even as she's holding the knife and she's in danger, she still didn't think it was her. I mean, at least it didn't click for a couple pages, at least in my little ebook, it was a couple pages. I think that made it more of a surprise reveal.
I think so. I think that's the way you can tell a really good mystery writer from ones that still need a little bit of work, when you're still trying to guess, man, who really did this? Like, what's really going on? And I loved that. It seems like it was a shock for a lot of other people that they were like, Marion says, I guessed it like 2 minutes before the reveal. And when she arrives at Tort that night, she suddenly got it. It's awesome, like how well she writes. It's beautiful.
So, I mean, I think we were all supposed to thank Richard at first because he was so awful. I think he was kind of the obvious red herring, so to speak. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean, he is awful. You could see him being a killer. And then you had Sterling, you had Mia. I mean, honestly, at one point I was curious if it was Thomas, because I mean, everybody was a suspect because I've never read this. I didn't know who, what, when, where, why. I didn't know any of that. But I mean, we didn't really get too much of Caroline either. So, I mean, while there were seeds planted, it wasn't as if it was, you know, floating out here and you could just latch on to it either.
I love that. I love the fact that Jules was equally surprised, because the thing is some of the cozies that I've read that have bothered me are the ones where the person's day job absolutely doesn't lend them to detective work and having that background, and they somehow mysteriously just get it before the police do, or things like that. But I love the fact that Jules was like, what was sort of behind with us too, because this is the first time she's ever done something like this.
I was going to say, my heart is melting when she said, "Good point, Angela." I'm blushing. That's so sweet. I mean, I kind of see why you would be concerned about the editor making you change that, because it's not the typical cozy mystery. Usually the sleuth has this realization, you know, they'll pick up something and say, "Oh my goodness, this totally just clicks into place." And then everything for you as the reader falls into place. And so with the reveal with Caroline giving her monologue, I mean, that was brand new information. Some of the time I feel as if information is compressed from previous pages or chapters. And so it definitely was a different cozy reading experience. So I'm glad your editor, you and your editor were on the same page with that. And I agree. I mean, she's a pastry chef. She didn't go, you know, she's not a police officer. She doesn't have a background in being a detective. It makes sense. Like Aurora Teagarden, I mean, her master's degree was studying, you know, criminology and literature. I mean, that's something she was, you know, familiar with. And so for certain characters, again, yeah, it doesn't make sense for them to be the most knowledgeable right off the bat. So, I mean, probably in later books, I mean, since she's done it before, it's going to be a different experience. So I'm a very happy reader with that.
And I love that Ellie uses things that really happen in the area in which she lives. So those fires were real, especially this summer. I mean, you saw the pictures in the West Coast and the fires that were happening and all the people having to abandon their homes and things like that. It's just, you're able to picture it with real life, and it's not just a fictional character. It's not just a fictional place. It's something that you can actually see in your head.
I mean, I kind of want to go to this cafe. I mean, if there is a cozy mystery meetup in Ashland, I'm gonna be very disappointed that there's not a real Tort. I'm just saying. I also want the coffee. I want the coffee from Tort.
Yes. So, just so you know, I'm going to reveal something. If you haven't been following our Twitter or if you haven't been following our Instagrams, Ellie is so kind. And she is actually, we get to pick 3 people from the live chat tonight to get a signed book, some coffee that is based off of Tort's coffee, and a recipe card from Tort. And so after this, we're going to put everybody's names in a hat and pull, and 3 amazingly lucky people are going to get some awesome Tort merchandise, which is super sweet and kind and just so awesome of Ellie. And I'm so happy that she's here tonight. It's amazing.
I'm jealous. I'm so excited that you guys get the signed edition. I think that's an awesome giveaway. So big thank you and shout out to Ellie Alexander. Again, I feel weirdly calling you by your pen name now that you're here in the comment section under your real name. I'm so excited that she's here, by the way.
I like how Jacqueline says that the best thing about this book was that she didn't have to suspend reality like she does with most cozies. That's another thing, is that sometimes you're just like, that wouldn't happen in real life. And you've got to sort of look over that, like in other genres. But you can really see what's happening in Ashland and things like that. It's fantastic.
I think Joanna Marie B there, she has the worst. I think this is the worst comparison you could make to a character. Richard felt like Trump to me. That's funny. Just saw that.
I love that there is a shop called Mixed, but she has to admit every time she walks in the door, she has to remind herself that Andy, Steph, Jules, and Sterling and Helen aren't real. Oh, I bet like that would just break my heart. Sometimes when I go into a Starbucks, I'm like, are you my Andy today? Are you going to get me a good drink?
Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Well, I went to Starbucks twice today. Today was a 2-time visit to Starbucks. That was,
yeah, I'm pretty sure I had 2 cups of coffee that I made today, just in general.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about going to coffee shops, I've went twice. In terms of making, my Keurig, he got a little bit of a workout earlier today. So I'm not kidding when I say I like coffee. I'm not kidding. Oh, reading Puppet, I'm sorry you're having issues. I mean, I'm just going back, I do agree that I appreciated the fact it was a real place and that it was grounded. And I think all of the details also help make it feel realistic, because it wasn't just the abstract father who passed away. There were real instances of, oh, he used to write on the board, and now my mother is carrying this on, and oh, we're going to have a conversation and we're going to talk about like what we're baking as we're doing it. So, I mean, I also knew as the writer, she knew about baking and everything else. I mean, it wasn't, oh, we just made a pie. You got to kind of experience what they're making as they were making it. So I think the details also helped make it more realistic in that sense.
I'm kind of fangirling right now because Ellie says that book number 9 is going to be Andy's time to shine. I think I know where they're going because I've read, and I'm super excited because if it's all about Andy, it's gonna be great.
Oh my goodness, you're so excited. I love this. I mean, I feel so honored that right now we're kind of getting an inside scoop about what to expect. I mean, talk about making the live stream awesome. Talk about making this, the best experience possible. And I'm glad she didn't kill Andy now.
Yes, no, Andy, you can't kill Andy. Andy is gold.
I don't know if Tracy's talking about Max. I mean, you have a dog though.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 dogs, but they haven't made any guest appearances or anything.
I know. I think you caught me. Max jumped off my lap, and then he wanted to get picked back up, and then he was barking at somebody, and so I apologize if you heard the barking. He's right back here now, so he might pop up again.
Jacqueline asks, do I have to read in order? I would suggest you do. If you really want to watch the characters grow and you really want to understand how some of the characters become, I don't know, my favorites and some I'm like a little salty towards, you really want to read them in order, but it does help with the characters growing, as Ellie just said down there. Because even though each book is an individualized murder, it doesn't carry on to another book. There's no like cliffhanger. I would still suggest that you read them in order because it really does help.
I think that's true of most cozies. I mean, they are meant to be kind of standalones, but as part of a series. I mean, I have an issue about reading books out of order. It's something that I swear I'll never do. So I'm not surprised that's the consensus.
Eagle Eye says, do I have a favorite one so far? Yes, the newest one. I'm trying to see. Another one, Bites the Crust.
That is an awesome title. I love that title.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna, as a Klingon tries to, Worf, my favorite. So another one, Bites the Crust, is a fantastic. It's the newest one in her series. She was so nice, and she sent it to me and signed it and stuff. And it's
oh, you guys are so cute together. I love that you guys get along and you found each other on social media.
But yes, I loved that one mostly because not spoilery, but it revolves around Lance. And sort of you get into more detail about him and his story.
I mean, I think we've established Lance is a lot of people's favorite secondary character. So is he your favorite secondary character?
Yes, Lance is my favorite secondary character. I would have to say that he points out things to Jules that she doesn't want to see herself, and he makes her think about things in a more in-depth way and understanding.
I mean, I'm curious if you guys liked him in the scene when he was talking about pushing Caroline out and working with Nancy. I don't know if I particularly loved him as much in that scene because it was a little mischievous, so to speak. Yeah. I was trying to comfort him because I heard people in the hallway. I was trying to hold him close, but I don't think it helped.
Tina says, has anyone wondered how Helen made it through such a long time without Jules there? I feel like she had a lot of people that cared about her. I feel like that Ashland is more of a family than people really understand. They're bringing each other up, which is why the community comes together to sort of bring Tort out of the red, because she gave so much during the hard times that it's just she had everything that she needed around her. But to be truly happy, she needed Jules back.
I mean, I have to admit, I do think their relationship, as he yawns, this is getting, poor little baby, he wants to be asleep. I do think it's interesting how she never vocalized her opinion about her husband. I thought that was an interesting kind of point in the text, so to speak. I wasn't really sure. I was kind of expecting her to say, oh, she never liked him. I think the mother-daughter relationship and how they had that open line of communication was really great.
I like how Ellie says one of the gifts of writing a series is getting to develop the cast over time. They're like old friends. It's really easy to write them now, but I am worried about how to keep the murder fresh. I can see that, like trying to figure out new and different ways to basically kill off people is hard, I would think.
Please don't kill off the secondary characters that I love, though. I just told you about my Aurora Teagarden opinion. There's something about when you start killing off the characters you've read and you've grown to love them. They're your friends, so to speak, and you want to keep coming back for them. It's once you start killing off the people that you're there to read about. That's hard.
Dana, it's my favorite one because of Lance. Well, it helps that it's my second favorite character. 2 books pulled me out of the worst reading slump, and Meet Your Baker was one of them. I love reading that. I'm so glad that you guys are part of the Cozy Mystery Book Club. This seriously makes my heart swell like a gajillion times. I can't even explain to you how happy I am to be able to talk to people about my favorite genre.
I love how she just said no killing off secondary characters, I promise. That makes me feel more secure because that's the one thing about cozies. Every so often, yes, they have more of a fun, uplifting feel to them, but you do take a risk of something happening to your secondary characters. I mean, that's something you kind of go in knowing. And so that makes me feel much more secure as a reader. So thank you for that.
I kind of want to know what this special holiday book is about. Oh, is it Christmas? Can it be a Christmas holiday? Oh, Christmas holiday book would be fantastic.
Yeah. We know you can bark. We know you can do that. You're very good at it. I love the Aurora Teagarden movies. I just saw that comment. I've seen them all multiple times. Candace Cameron Bure. I think I've seen most of the Hallmark cozy movie adaptations. I really think this would, I mean, to me, when I was reading it, I mean, I'm very familiar with the Hallmark cozy movie mysteries there. So this felt very much like a Hallmark potential movie to me. I could totally see that happening. Just saying. These comments. Do you want to read the comments? I know. I see you looking.
I'm getting chills. Ellie says that her mom died when she was pregnant with her first and only child. And I think the themes of loss find their way into my writing, hence Helen's storyline. I like the depth even in a lighter read. Your series has been one of the only series in cozies that have actually made me cry, that I actually have legit cried during reading and seeing their relationships grow. And I love the fact that you put so much of yourself into your cozies, into your books. Oh, a Dickens holiday feast. That would be brilliant.
Oh, you write clear, deep love. Thank you. That's from Natalie Morgan. Aw. Oh, you guys are so cute. It's like a love fest for Ellie Alexander. Oh, that's so sad though. I'm sorry your mother passed away. That's so sad.
But I love that your mom lives through your work though. The way that you write about Helen and the way that Helen's loss of her husband doesn't mean that she stops living. It means that she still thinks about him every day, as I'm sure you still think about your mom. And it just, that's an amazing and beautiful thing about writing and about storytelling is the emotions you can invoke in others, to even have that kind of just that feel. Yeah.
So I did realize as we were going through the comments, I just realized then that Helen has her mother's storyline, and then the professor is based off of your father, Ellie Alexander's father. So that's really cute that you kind of put your parents into the narrative to be a relationship kind of. I think that's really sweet. Oh, the comment section is going nuts. I just saw them pop up.
Yes, I'm trying not to like have any like downtime in between, but I'm like, I want to be a part of the conversation too. I love that. Yeah, I love that. Delia, I think that's how you say it, or Delia. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but yes, her recipes are gold. I love all of them. I'm like, hey, could you put more recipes in the bag? And maybe could you create a Tort recipe book, like with pictures of all of this stuff? Just thoughts, whatever. It could happen.
You're like, I just kind of want this, for my birthday next Christmas. If this could be a thing,
just whatever. It could happen, right? Totally. I'm not.
I was gonna say
you're obsessive.
I think she mentioned what up above. I think she mentioned she was going to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you should have a cooking YouTube channel and talk about the recipes from your books.
Right? Cozies. I'm actually going to start cooking with cozies next month. It's in my calendar, and I'm totally going to be using some of the Torts things. I actually got a baking box sent to me by this place, and it reminds me of Ellie Alexander and all of the baking stuff, and I'm super, super excited about it.
I was gonna say I had an epic fail the other day. It wasn't the other day. That was a bad terminology. About a month back, I bought the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook, and I was trying to make butterbeer, and I was trying to learn some of the Harry Potter recipes, and it did not go well. So if you can take up the challenge of making recipes, because this did not pan out for me. I told you before, I'm not much of a cook. I wasn't being humble. I was being accurate. So I had a similar idea. My attempt was to make butterbeer. I don't think anyone would want to willingly drink whatever I made from the recipe book. I didn't want to drink it. So this happened.
It would be awesome. Like all the cooking with, yes. Kate says, or Ellie says, oh my gosh, a cooking channel, maybe. I'm starting with some short videos that are going to give you a taste of real Ashland versus fiction. Yes, that would be so much fun to see, sort of like live vicariously through YouTube to Ashland if I can't make it in real life.
I was going to say, yes, I get to live vicariously through people who can actually cook. And I love the comment, you made butterbeer and it was amazing. Yeah, I found, I think, 3 recipes online, and then there was one in the book, and it had to do with using cream soda, melted butter, and a couple other things, and it did just, no.
Yeah.
Nope. I was going to say, now I think we need to have kind of a cooking segment now, a little cooking.
Yes. I love how like a lot of people who live here in Oklahoma with me, like my best friends, Nat and Bree, and then I went to school with Dana. They're like, hey, we live close enough together. We should have a baking party. Totes. I'm totally down for that. Yeah. I can't even say no to that. Not even a little bit.
Oh, you interview real pastry chefs and you learn their tips and tricks. See, I knew when I was reading, I could tell you knew what you were talking about. I think I mentioned this to Courtney. I don't know if I've mentioned this before the live stream, but I think that was something that caught my attention right off the bat, was because as you're reading and they're cooking, it makes sense. I mean, I could follow along, and again, I'm not someone who cooks or bakes, and yet I could tell, there was a fluidity to the movements. It was in order. Everything just sort of, it was nice to have the dialogue interspersed with the actual baking components.
Yeah, so I love the fact that even like the characters had intuition. They're like, I think this needs a little bit more of this, or I think it needs a little bit more of this. And I really, really loved that they did that. It was beautifully written. Like I'm always like, but in the book, so the recipe says this, but in the book they added this. It's fun to see how they intermingle it. Yes, our 10-year high school reunion's coming up. Please don't remind me. I'm old.
And there goes the dog. I apologize. Someone just dropped something in the hallway. The joys of apartment life living. Come on, puppy. Come on.
Thank you. You can talk free. But I love that she says that her recipes taste great, but they never look like anything that comes out of Tort. Usually her cakes are lopsided and slathered with frosting, but there's nothing wrong with that. That probably makes them taste even better.
I would just eat the frosting. I would totally be that person. I would just make the frosting and eat it. I don't even know if I would make the rest of the food. I would just enjoy the frosting. I mean, like on Gilmore Girls,
before you put it all together, you're just eating them all, and you're like, hey, it goes in my stomach all the same.
Do you remember on Gilmore Girls, they talked about this one time, but they wanted to make a cake of frosting, and they tried it, and it just failed? That is something I would enjoy trying to do.
Yeah.
Just saying. I love how we're just now talking about food. We're like, yeah, okay, let's move on from the story. We're just talking about food. But it's true. It's important.
Yeah, Ma, I can't wait either. So you need to just chill yourself because I always eat the cookies right after they come out of the oven, and Aaron gets so mad at me because Aaron he can say that he's not, but he is an amazing like dessert maker. Like he makes all these amazing things, and I'm always like, I want it now. I'm like, I don't want to wait. No, I don't care if it tastes better. If it's cooler, it's going to taste good now. And then I eat it, burn my mouth, but then it tastes amazing. # no regrets.
There's a fellow Gilmore Girls fan. I just saw Natalie. I'm like, yes, someone gets the Gilmore Girls reference. That makes me so happy.
All the Gilmore Girls.
The series is
Gilmore Girls.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh. I think we just freaked out at the exact same time. And that just made my heart sore because I can't even explain to you how excited I am right now.
I mean,
because
I think I've mentioned this. Yeah, I love Gilmore Girls. I mean, I think Rory was a huge influence on me. I loved that show. I mean, granted, I was a little disappointed with A Year in the Life. That's a whole other separate live stream discussion. But I see exactly what you're referring to, though, with Helen and Jules being Lorelai and Rory. And, you know, she's single or, you know, she's trying to figure out her life. And interesting. That's a great pitch, though. I mean, if you're going to have a one-sentence elevator pitch, that's the pitch. I mean, right away, you and I were like, yes, I'd read that.
Like, we got this. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. Jacqueline, I drink coffee like a Gilmore Girl, if we are honest. Oh, yes. Coffee and an IV, please.
And a short sarcasm on the side.
Yes.
Oh my, I can see that. I mean, this book is traditionally published. I mean, if you walked in and said to an editor, it's Gilmore Girls with murder, I think they would automatically be going, yes. Because built an audience, get the cozy mystery vibe. I mean, that is just utter perfection. Plus, that makes sense with the coffee love now, too. Everything is just clicking into place.
Yeah, that's another thing I see. She said that originally Jules was going to have a kid, but then decided it was too tricky with her running around and trying to solve crimes. That's another thing that there's some cozy mysteries that I have a problem with that I'm trying to read through because it really has a good premise and I'm really excited about the whole entire part of it. And then I'm reading it and I'm like, that's not realistic. You can't do that in real life. And then it just blows it all out of the water for me.
I mean, this is going to sound like a really random reference, but on Friends, when Ross is getting married and Ben isn't there, I mean, there's certain things with kids sometimes where you're just kind of wondering what the storyline's going on with. So, I think that would have been, because I mean, again, this story, one of the things, again, I think I appreciated was that there was more than one sort of mystery. There was more than one storyline. You had Mia, you had Sterling, you had to find out what was going on with Carlos. I think adding a child to that would have just probably made it too much almost. So I think you kind of had that, you know, find the perfect balance. And I think you did that. Oh, I mean, it's so hard to keep up with the comments. You guys are so amazing.
I'm like, I'm trying. Ellie says, right before I started writing, I was a speech therapist for an early childhood program, and I couldn't fathom the idea of leaving a child alone. And I mean, as a teacher myself, I couldn't agree more. You have to look at things in the realistic perspective. There's only so much your audience is going to accept as a reality. They're only going to push their boundaries so much before they said, no, that is not plausible. And now I'm not going to be able to enjoy the plot and the characters and things like that.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that completely, especially when they start having conversations about, oh, I left my child, you know, with my mother, you know, for the grandmother situation. And then you start to feel badly, like they're taking advantage of other characters, or they have daycare, or they have a babysitter, and it's just endless money. I mean, things add up very quickly. Plus, then you start to wonder if they're a bad parent. I think there are all sorts of potential issues with that if you don't find that nice balance.
Hey, Lizzie, how are you? I'm going to do a quick plug for Lizzie's. It's March Mystery Madness. I'm going to be a host, and we're doing all different kinds of mysteries and cozy mysteries, and it's super duper exciting. So make sure that you check out March Mystery Madness in the month of March. What? Shameless plug. Yeah.
I mean, so I was trying to read the comments as you were doing the plug. Oh, she said you got it, Angela. I'm a little embarrassed. I'm not, smiling, blushing. I have foundation on, so I don't think you can see the blushing. But I mean, now I want to go back and reread it, thinking about Gilmore Girls. Now I want to go back thinking, oh, this is based off of this. And I mean, it almost makes me want to go pick up the book all over again. Oh, I'm so excited. And so, your little I mean, you can plug away. I mean, if you want to talk about something, you can talk about whatever you want. We are here for you, and you were the mystery queen.
So yeah, I got asked to be part of March Mystery Madness, which is a whole entire month of just talking about mysteries, not just cozies, but thrillers and suspense and all of these thought-provoking and awesome just adventures, and I got asked to be a part of it. And of course, I have completely changed my YouTube. Well, not really changed, just basically said, I'm doing cozies and you can't tell me how to live my life. And I am super excited and honored that somebody asked me to be a part of a hosting thing. That's just super cool.
Well, I mean, you've been busy. You did what? It was 12 days of Cosmos. I'm saying that correctly, right?
12 days of Cosmos, like Cosmos.
Cosmos. Okay, I knew there's. I mean, give me credit. I mean, this is a couple months ago.
Yeah, no, like, great.
I mean, you can talk about whatever you want. It's your YouTube channel. I mean, I just posted my video. Oh my gosh, I'm losing track of the days. My school project is just messing with my head. I just posted a video the other day. It was scheduled to post, so I kind of forgot it was going live. But my dissertation is on the romance genre, and so I think people can expect some more romance-related discussions. It has nothing to do with cozy mysteries, but at the same time,
that's still super exciting. Like, you see people's faces light up when they're talking about the genre or the book or the author that they really, really love. And that's what brings me to go and watch someone's channel, is when they're so excited and happy to what they're talking about. It's just, it's so much fun to see. And that's what I love about this whole entire community.
I mean, I think Booktube really, I think YouTube in general, and especially Booktube, really kind of stepped up to the plate within the last month or so after YouTube changed their policies. People were just so supportive and watching each other's channels. People put things on playlists, and I was trying to help as much as I could, and I saw other people subscribing to other channels. I think it's just such a nice outlet, and it was so positive to see people say, if YouTube's going to change this, well, we're going to help get you right back there. So I think Booktube in general is just such a great place. So shout out to everybody who's here and is doing this. I mean, it just put the biggest smile on my face when there was just, it was kind of like you turned a negative into a positive, because they kind of, YouTube, some people aren't going to be able to reach those quotas right now, but Booktube is really trying to help the people who are so close. So keep giving your support to those people.
Books Like Whoa is amazing. I absolutely love her whole entire channel and dynamic. The way that she talks about, just the way she articulates everything. Like, I feel like I word vomit everywhere, and I'm just like, here's all the stuff. But the way she talks and draws things out, it's absolutely wonderful and beautiful. Angela, did you see what Ellie said?
No, I didn't. Let me know if you need some connections with romance writers. I will. So my dissertation, I mean, again, I don't mean to get off topic. And again, and I do think this is why I also love my topic, is because the romance genre has the stigmatized elements to it. But I think the same is true for cozy mysteries, and I think it's true for other, smaller genres. But with romance in particular, it's a genre by women, for women, about women, and yet it doesn't receive critical acclaim. It doesn't really get reviews in major publishing, outlets. It's just very much overlooked, and everyone always assumes, it's the stereotypical, certain reader. I mean, I've come across quite a bit of literature, and so I want to talk about how people are combating the stigma. So I want to interview romance readers, I want to interview writers, bloggers, and learn about how people read romance and enjoy it, and what they hope to get out of it. So if you have connections, or you yourself are a romance reader, let me know what's going on, because I'd love to have a chat with you at some point in time once I get official IRB approval. I'm still working on my dissertation proposal, which I have to defend in, I believe, a month and a half or 2 months. So fingers crossed, then I can start interviewing people.
Fantastic. And I'm super excited. And if you guys want to share all of those different things so that she can get romance readers to read, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And I'm super excited.
I mean, I see, that's the thing. I feel as if a lot of my reasoning for looking into romance is kind of true for cozy mysteries as well. And this was something we talked about in the other live stream, is that cozy mysteries don't really get kind of the respect that other genres do. And they don't really get the same literary acclaim because of the formulaic argument. That's the same argument used against romance, that it has the formula, therefore it's not worthy of certain praise. And I think that's unfair. I mean, if you just, if you pick up a book and you want to be entertained, I know people love Game of Thrones, but I mean, you never know what's going to happen in that book. And so my heart is always racing. I'm always concerned. If you want something fun, and now I know Lance isn't going to die or my secondary characters aren't going to die, I can relax and read my cozy mysteries, and it can be a nice evening with my cup of coffee.
And I totally agree. Like, as a teacher, sometimes you look out at your kiddos and you can't help but come home and feel sadness, because you're like, I want to protect all of them. I want to love on all of them. And my master's is in American Studies with an emphasis in Native American and women's studies. Not the happiest of topics. So sometimes I just want to let loose and just read something that I know that I'm going to enjoy. I know that's going to sort of push my mental bounds, but it just feels home. It feels cozy. It warms my heart. It makes me happy. And I mean, that's even why I wanted to start writing my cozy mystery, is like, I want to be able to bring that happiness to other people as well.
Aw, you're such a positive person. I'm like, I love you. That's so sweet. Again, I like having a sort of safety blanket or security in place. I mean, as awesome as people think Game of Thrones is, I mean, every time someone's in a life-threatening situation, you're going, oh my goodness, what is going to happen? I mean, sometimes you don't want those reads. I mean, I love my cozy mysteries. I love my romances. And so, I mean, this is why we're talking about this. This is why we made the club. This is why we're doing this. And it's nice to know there are people watching who also love cozy mysteries. I mean, hopefully this can become a real community of positivity around cozies.
Saltbox97 says, hello, what mystery book club I'm in? Amazing Films NS was in here, but then they left. But yeah, this is a cozy mystery book club. I'm going to just sort of tell you a little bit about it if you guys don't know. But basically, the first of every month will be a first in a new series. And so that way, if you start in March, you're not 3 books behind if we're on a series. It's the brand new book or the first book in a series, so that you're never behind. If you need to take a month or 2 off, that's okay. We're going to be in a new adventure every single month. So I hope that you are super interested in that, because it's awesome and it's going to be fun. And I love all of your faces. So yeah.
I mean, when we were first discussing the book club, that was something that we were both, gung-ho about, is the first book in the series. Because again, as we mentioned before, when you pick out books in the middle, it's just not the same. And so while maybe the 7th book in a series is completely amazing, if you haven't read books 1 through 6, you're probably not going to appreciate it as much, know the characters as well. And I think especially when it comes to the first book in a series, there's a lot more details in regards to the setting, in regards to the characterizations. And so when you pick up a book in the middle, yes, it can be a standalone, but it's probably not going to have the same impact on you as a reader. And so plus you want to be able to follow along. And if we're doing that, in the middle of a series, it's not going to be best for everybody. But that actually kind of leads into you ran a poll. Would you like to
Yes.
talk about this?
So I ran a poll on our Twitter. If you haven't started following our Cozy Mystery Club Twitter, you need to go over there and follow it, because all of the everyday news will be on there and different questions and things like that. But I ran a poll, excuse me, on the next 3. Ellie says that she's signing off to get dinner with her kiddos and hubs. Thanks so much for having me tonight and reading the book. Wishing you all happy reading. Bye, Ellie. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so excited that you came, and thank you so much for hosting a giveaway for us.
I know, thank you. I feel so honored that you dropped in and we got to learn about the behind the scenes. I feel as if this is such a special live stream, learning about the writing process, and we're not just speculating about characters, we're getting the insight as well. So happy writing as well. Happy reading, happy writing to you with your 9th book. I want to know more about Lance.
Going back,
Saltbox, she's like, I sub to you. Everyone should be subscribed to Courtney. I mean,
everyone should subscribe to Angela as well on Instagram, Twitter, and on here. She's just absolutely amazing, and I have loved that we've become good friends. I know it's getting late. It's getting late. So you guys probably want to know what February's book club book of the month is. So I ran a poll. It was 3 different books, 50% off Murder, The Readaholics and The Falcon, and then it was Lending a Paw. And after getting all of the votes from Instagram and from Twitter, it was really, really close, you guys. Like between one vote separated the Readaholics and Lending a Paw. And the book that won for February that everybody should go out and read and get is Lending a Paw.
You already have it. You're already prepared.
Of course I have it. It's Lending a Paw by Lori Cass. I'm going to take a pretty bookish picture and put it on Instagram as well and on Twitter so that anybody who wasn't able to make it to the live stream tonight will be able to get it and know what we're reading. And it's super exciting. It's all about Minnie and her cat, and how she sort of found her cat Eddie following her home one day, and she actually has a bookmobile, and she goes through and gets people to read all different kinds of books. However, Eddie decides to run away from Minnie one night, and she goes and follows, and she finds a dead body. And so that's about all I know. I actually haven't read this cozy yet. I do have the first 4 in the series, but I'm super, super excited. Saltbox says, what is your live stream partner's channel again? It is Books Are My Heart, right? Books Are My Heart.
I'm typing it out. It's on my sweater or my pullover.
Yes. Is it Writer A Heart or is it Books Are My Heart? It's both.
So Books Are My Heart is for my channel. And so when I first started Booktube, I mean, like random tangent, I kind of started it as a hobby. You know, I named it after myself, like, you know, books are kind of a part of my life. So, you know, Books Are My Heart, like books are my everything. And then all my user handles are at Writer A Heart. I'll just put it in here as well, just in case you're curious. But yeah, writer, you know, because I'm always writing. I want to be a fiction writer, even though I'm earning my PhD, you know, I want to publish stuff. So, and the A is for Angela. So that's me.
I love that people are like, already purchased the book. I'm going to Barnes & Noble on Monday. Oh, that's so awesome. So, all right, guys. I mean, that's towards the end. Is there any other questions before we stop broadcasting and get to reading for maybe the rest of the night, which is kind of what I'm going to do. I don't know what anybody else is going to do, but that's my life. So, what are you guys, do you have any other questions or anything like that? Just pop them up right now. And I'm just so happy that you guys came and wanted to talk with us and all of that fun stuff. It's just so exciting. I love it. I'm so happy.
I know. I've had so much fun during this live stream. Ellie being here just made it, I mean, so much. I mean, it was the best way to kick off this book club because it was so much fun to hear her say, oh, this was my father. This was Gilmore Girls. This was just such a fun live stream. I'm so excited for this.
Oh, Lou G says that it's $1.99 on Kindle right now. So
I think we had this discussion. If people want to add their comments, I did the ebooks. I did the ebook for Meet Your Baker, and it didn't photograph as well on my Instagram channel. You can see Max with the ebook, and so I was trying so hard to show off my Meet Your Baker edition. I'm going to probably download the ebook for this as well. So this way I can carry it with me all the time on my iPad, but I love my paper books. I don't know if you guys prefer paper cozies or ebook cozy? So that's actually one of my questions. You, I think, prefer paper book, the paperbacks.
I do prefer paperbacks. As you can see, this bookshelf behind me is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves of nothing but cozies. Like, this whole entire bookshelf is cozy mysteries, and I absolutely love holding them, and the book smell is just my heart. I love it so much. It's just absolutely amazing. I do use, soon on my channel, you're going to see, or I think I already did it. Yes, I already did it on my blog and on my channel, the top 5 Kindle Unlimited cozy mystery books that you must go and read. Go look at that video and go and read some Agatha Frost. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Or London Lovett. I've just fallen in love with her Port Danby series. Like, I could go on and on and on forever in a day. So
this is why I call you the queen of cozies, because you just, cozy mysteries and you, they're just synonymous. I love it. You just get them right there. You just know them right off the top. Oh yeah, see, people are answering my questions. Paper, you prefer physical? Paper? Yeah, especially when it's cozies for some reason. I think I want a paperback cozy, and then I downloaded Meet Your Baker. I think it was cheaper, and then my apartment building, there was so much turnover at the front desk, and whenever I go to pick up, you know, boxes, it's a thing now. So I was downloading ebooks because it was easier than going to pick up the boxes, but I think things are all set now, so I might have to wait a week now that we know what the book is and actually get the physical copy.
Well, good night, Eagle Eye. Thank you so much for coming. If that's everything, I think that we're gonna say, you know, good night. And I really can't thank you more from the bottom of my heart. How happy and humbled and everything that I am that you guys came and talked about all of these cozies. Remember, we do have a giveaway. I will let you know on Instagram and Twitter when those are going to be shipped out and who got chosen. So I will make sure that everybody is messaged, the 3 people who get chosen, basically pulled out of a hat. I hope that you win, but it's gonna be fantastic.
I know, and I know Ellie already signed off, but a big thank you to her for sponsoring this and being a part of this and offering these giveaway items. I mean, that was just so sweet of her. I mean, I'm so happy that that you're able to offer this during the live stream to thank people. I am so blown away, and I think I was very nervous and blushing because we just had such a good response tonight. I mean, oh my goodness, we've had like 20 people watching us for the last X amount of minutes. I mean, that's amazing. I think it just goes to show that people love cozy mysteries and they want an outlet and a place to talk about them. So I'm really happy that we get to offer that to people. This is just the best.
Saltbox, it's anyone who commented during the live chat. I'm going to put all of their names in a random name generator, and I'm going to have it choose 3 people out of it, and then I'm going to message those specific people, get their addresses, and then you'll get a signed book from Ellie, she's got a new Tort merchandise that's coming out, that a coffee that is specifically made for Tort, from an inspiration of Tort, and then a recipe card from Tort as well.
I love the comments. You guys are just putting the biggest smile on my face. Thank you for hosting this. You know, you had the Insatiable Bookie. You had such a fun time. Oh, this is just making my heart melt so much. Oh, it's so nice to know people like the book club and they're looking forward to talking about it more in the future. This is just putting the biggest smile on my face. Oh, thank you. It's nice to see the comments that are so positive. This is why I love Booktube.
Yes, I'm over the moon. I mean, it's so amazing to have all of you guys to talk about the cozies with, and to laugh at the puns with us and everything like that. We are so happy to host this for you guys and all of that. So make sure that you check out our Twitter, because that's where we're going to be putting, you know, votes. Angela is amazing at live tweeting the Hallmark mystery movies. Like, seriously, that girl cracks me up.
Aw, thank you.
Watch her just do that. It's amazing. Jacqueline asks, did you like her Death on Tap series? Yes. I loved it just as much, and I need more information about Sloane. I'm just saying, yes, it was a great series. So Ellie Alexander actually has 3 cozy mystery series that she writes. She's got Death on Tap, which just came out this past year, and it's about Sloane. Then she has her Bake Shop mystery series, and then she has her Pacific Northwest mystery series.
Oh, great video and audio, by the way, Saltbox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys can come hang out. Yeah, Sunday nights Hallmark has their cozy. They have their Hallmark mysteries and movies channel, and so they've been having their new cozy movies. So I've been live tweeting those. So if you guys are fans of Hallmark and their cozy adaptations, you can come hang out with me. So I'm curious if you guys are Hallmark fans. But yeah, so I think we decided the last Wednesday of every month we were going to be doing the live stream book club discussions. This is the consensus we reached earlier.
Yes, the last Wednesday of every month we will do that, and then maybe sporadically we'll do other maybe live streams and different things like that. It just depends on our schedules and everything like that. But every last Wednesday of every month, you'll see something from us. And then I think we talked about, so yeah, we're all, for future reference, just for those of you still watching, this so you know, we're going to be alternating. So every other month, it's going to be Courtney's channel, then my channel, and then back to Courtney's, then back to mine. So we both want to feature, we both want to know, where you can find us, and we'll be live tweeting the links on Twitter and everything else. So if there's any ever confusion, make sure you ask, and hopefully we've already answered it and posted the links for you to follow. So just make sure you want to keep that in mind. Yes. So make sure you go and subscribe to both of us if you haven't already. And I think that's the end of this chapter of our very first Cozy Mystery book club meeting, everyone. I know, this was just the best night. It was so sweet to see all the positivity. I mean, you guys seriously just made my day, and I'm so looking forward to next month now. My live tweeting is fun even without context. But just thank you. I try, apparently yeah, Hallmark actually contacted me because apparently I live tweet a lot. So that's fantastic though. Yes, so if you guys want to come hang out with me on Twitter, I am there a lot. Yes, bye, Driftless Reader. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so sweet. I mean, seriously, this was just the best night. And I'm so happy Courtney is my friend. Yes, I'm so happy that she contacted me about Cozy Mystery Book Club and everything like that. It's fantastic. Oh, thank you, Saltbox, for subscribing to me. I just got a little note that said, hey, Saltbox subscribed. Oh, it's so sweet when you see your subscriber count go up. You're like, someone actually hit the subscribe button for me. It's just, I'm like, someone likes my face. Oh, speaking of which, if you're not already subscribed, I hit my 1,000 subscriber mark, so I am doing a giveaway, so be on the lookout for that. I just filmed my video and I haven't posted it yet. I need to edit it, but there's going to be like $100 plus worth of prizes there, so you can win something. There's a lot up for grabs. I've been planning this. I saw I was reaching 1,000, so I've been planning this for a little while, so go make sure you follow so you can win. All right, guys, I'm going to stop broadcasting. I hope that you guys have an amazing night. So good night, everyone. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching and participating. Lots of Cozy Mystery love to you. Bye.